Hello everybody, my name is Levi and I'm a professional hairstylist, and what I'm going to do for you today is show you how to correctly curl your hair without burning it off. So we have Hannah here, and what I'm going to do, and what everyone should do whenever they start to do a style with a thermal anything, is heat protectant. You need a heat protectant in your hair before you touch anything with heat in it. So I'm just going to go through, pull their hair up, just get a very even saturation of the heat protectant.
It smells really good.
I like the aerosol ones because you get an even application, easy. Okay, and then the second thing that I think every woman should have in her beauty area is sectioning clippies. If you don't have sectioning clippies, you'll never get an even result.
I was going to say came in, but...
We're great to have around, aren't we? So I'm just sectioning this little quadrant area right here, so that way I've got a good little area to start working with. And take about an inch worth of a section, put the rest away. And I always recommend smoothing through the section with your fingers and with your hands before you start to go through it with a flat iron. Now, I actually made a triangle section right here, so that way I can actually force this to go this way. And I'm going to do this away from her face, and then the next section I'm going to do down with a flat iron. And what this is going to do is it's going to give different directions for the curls, and it's going to help all of the curls lay separate and give a little bit more volume, as opposed to joining together and giving you a big banana curl hanging off the side of your face, which no one wants. So I'm just going to go through this section with my flat iron and give it a 180-degree turn. Go down nice and slow. I'm using a medium heat on Hannah. She's got pretty lightened hair, so it does not take much heat in order to get a good curl. I'm using about 350 degrees. If you have a flat iron that just goes straight to on, I recommend getting a different one because not everyone needs a full force of 450 degrees to do their hair. It's like cooking. You don't want to cook your chicken too fast or you're going to get burnt chicken. So now, I'm going to take this section. Last section I curled away from her face. And this section, I'm going to curl towards her face. Just with that 180-degree turn with the flat iron. A lot of times I recommend to give the curl a little flip with your hand in order to get it to lay correctly. Sometimes whenever you pass through with the flat iron on the first go, it just kind of lays there funny, but if you give it a little flip with your hand, it should lay the right way. And continuing to alternate directions, just work my way through the rest of the section. For the very last section on the top, I like to take the flat iron and go up and away from the face. And it's okay if it looks a little prom curly to start. You just want a good curl to set everything else that you're about to do. Now, one of the most important things that you need to do after curling a section is go through with a quick dusting of hairspray. This sets the curl and gives you a base for later whenever you're finishing out the style. Alright. I'm going to have my lovely assistant turn here real quick. Go ahead. Turn you this way, like such. And also a quick note on flat ironing. If you have a flat iron that is tugging on your hair, and pulling on your hair, you probably are not using the correct type of flat iron. It is gripping on your hair, and also whenever a more inexpensive flat iron starts to break apart, it'll start to chip on the plate. And when that happens, you actually are getting metal exposed to the hair, and which burns the hair. So you want to avoid that at all costs. So I'm just going to continue taking my 1-inch partings through the back section and continue alternating directions. Is the flat iron gripping your hair at all? You know? No, you don't want that at all. The higher the temperature and the slower you move through the hair with the flat iron, and also the larger sections that you take, determines how much curl you are going to get. So if you use a higher heat, you're going to get a tighter curl. If you use a larger section, you're going to get a looser curl. And if you go down the hair slower with the flat iron, you're going to get a looser curl. So try and keep those things in mind whenever you are sectioning your hair and running through with the flat iron. And notice I'm only doing that 90-degree turn, 180-degree turn max. I'm not cranking my wrists so much with the flat iron. You just want to give it that bend, which will translate into a beautiful curl in the end. Always smooth through the hair before you take a section and run through with your flat iron. And I always prefer flat iron curls as opposed to curling iron curls, because they usually tend to burn the hair because you're sitting that curling iron on the hair. And a flat iron curl actually gives a smoother result at the end, a more natural beachy wave effect. So this is mid-process on doing good wavy curls with Hannah. See how it looks pretty prom curl-esque? We're about to rake our fingers through and change it all up so that way it looks a lot more natural and a lot more beachy. Okay, so we've finished dusting Hannah's hair with some hairspray. Now I'm just going to take my fingers and rake through to break up all of the curl. It's okay if you make it look a little too fluffy, because what we're going to do is we're going to reactivate the curl by running through with a little bit more hairspray and a little fluffing with the hairspray. And for the whole front bang section, I curled it all away from the face. So that way her bangs won't be hitting her eyes halfway through the evening. Alright, so once you finish raking through with your fingers, just breaking up that curl, what you're going to do is you're going to take your hairspray, and whenever you are finishing out the style, keep in mind that you want to spray from above if you want to create texture and smoothness, and spray from below whenever you want to create volume. So I want to create a little bit more volume with Hannah's style, so I'm going to spray from down below for a minute. This helps reactivate the curl. And then for the front and the bang section, I usually like to spray from up above. Smooth out any flyaways. Tease if necessary. And voila. How to curl your hair without burning it off. Alright, let's take a closer look so that way you can see the finished result. Beautiful, natural, voluminous waves. Alright, thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for our next episode. Bye!